Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. club. And this morning I come to you from a jetty, a wharf down here at Circular Quay, and it's another awesome day. As you can see, we've got the ferries here preparing for a new day's work. The guys are just washing them down and cleaning them out, all preparing to take on another day in this wonderful, beautiful Sydney. And a little overcast, which catches me by surprise because I saw the weather forecast and said it was going to be clear all week. And this time of year, autumn, late autumn, early spring in Australia, is always awesome weather. But as you can see and as you know, everything is variable, everything changes, and nobody really knows what tomorrow brings, because as we all know, it's a surprise, it's a gift, and if it was all the same and it was predictable, then it would get pretty boring, wouldn't it? Anyway, today I want to take some time to chat to you about a topic that I've got near and dear to my heart. A topic that I guess is of interest to everybody. I know that ever since I was a young boy, I had this interest, and I know the interest was amongst my friends, or is amongst my friends, my parents, my grandparents, and basically every migrant who ever came to this country. And today I'm going to have a chat to you about investing, and whether or not you really truly believe that the share market is overvalued, or that house prices will drop by 40%. I have had some people over the years, and just even recently, trying to convince me that the share market in Australia was overvalued, and it's coming back, and as we speak, the Nasdaq has hit new massive record highs in America, and the Dow Jones is just days or weeks away from recording its new record highs. And the comeback on the share market following the initial sell-off with the COVID-19 scare has been nothing short of absolutely phenomenal. It has been the biggest share market recovery, the biggest comeback, the biggest creation of wealth in the history of mankind. I don't think, and I'm bloody sure about this, I don't think we'll ever see a comeback like this in our lifetime. Over the past couple of months, since April, May, whoever has been piling money into the share market has been able to extract an absolute fortune. So thank God the superannuation funds and all of those savings that people have, if they didn't touch them, they didn't panic, if they didn't listen to the dickhead scaremongers, the people who were calling out for people to sell their shares or convert them to cash or whatever they were telling them to do, they will be okay. But anybody who listened to the scaremongers, to the fear creators, the doomsdayers, and converted their money to cash back then, will have lost much wealth. Anyway, the basic lesson here in Australia is that you can't, and I repeat, listen to me, you can't bet against the share market, and you can't bet against the property market and hope to create wealth. I was very fortunate to have been born into a migrant family, a family that loved to work hard, and loved to invest and build nest eggs. My parents worked hard for many years in business, and on 2 occasions they basically lost everything, but they kept on going. They kept on going, they kept on investing, they kept on saving, and the benefits have been passed on to myself and other generations. The point that I want to make here is that when I was a young bloke and I was living in Oatley, my parents had a shop in Oatley. Next door was a real estate agent, Merton's Real Estate, and a friend of mine now, Con Bozanelos, used to work there. He was a real estate agent, and a very good real estate agent at that. I remember as a young bloke, probably I was 12 or 13, I was doing commerce at school, so learning about the economy, learning about money, learning about how things fit together. But I remember next door they had a picture in the window of a really old man. He looked like a homeless person, you know, unkept, really old, and had that sad disposition and that look upon his face as if he's missed out on life. But the funny thing is, and the bold statement which had written under that picture was, and wait for it, you probably haven't heard it before, but if you have, you'll still enjoy it, because I still enjoy listening to it. The caption of the picture was, "Here is a young man waiting for the property market to drop." Let me say it again, because it's an absolute beauty. Here is a young man who is waiting for the property market to drop. So basically the message there in the 70s was that if you're an investor, if you're looking to buy and you're waiting for the property market to drop, then you're going to be disappointed, because if you bet against the property market, you're never going to get into it. How many people do we know? How many people do we know who talk with authority, who would talk with such great authority, saying that the property market in Australia is overvalued and it's bound to drop by 40%, so don't waste your money, save your money, keep your money, and buy when the price is right. And what happens is young people listen to this advice and never get into the property market, and never have a chance of getting into the property market, because the property market keeps on scooting away from them. The best advice that I can give anybody is to invest when you can afford it. And it's time in the market as opposed to timing the market, because you're never going to get the timing right. And if you're young, you need to understand one thing, one very, very important thing. There's a window of opportunity that you have to invest and get into the property market, and that window rapidly closes as you get older, because you need to do it at a time when you're secure. You're secure in your job, when you're secure in your relationships, when you've got a family, and when you've got the drive to save, the drive to work hard, and the drive to survive the property cycles. And the other thing is that banks will loan you money when you're young and you've got years ahead of you. And you know, when you're married, you're in a relationship, you've got two incomes. No, they're not silly, they know. And for For the people who are waiting for property markets to crash, guess what? If the property market crashes, you're probably going to be out of a job anyway, and the banks aren't going to be lending you money to buy at the bargain basement prices that you're hoping to pick up. So it's never going to work out. It's the dream, that jackpot, that windfall opportunity that some people are sucking you into is never going to materialize. So my advice is to invest when you can afford it, to whenever the share market drops, pile money into it. The trick is, as we know, is to buy on the dip. And as we are informed time and time again, and I keep on saying this over and over again, we're informed by Warren Buffett, who says the share market will every single year drop by 10% or thereabouts, but it will recover the 10% and go to a new high, a new record high. And every 3 or so years, it will have a massive drop by 30% or more. But guess what, he says? It will once again recover and go to a new high. So the lesson is, you need to be an investor to create wealth. Wealth's not going to be created by you waiting around and for things to fall into place. Unless, of course, you're lucky to inherit or to meet somebody who's got lots of money, and then you can just basically chill and cruise for the rest of your life. But remember, the people who've got money are also going to look forward to marry and to socialise with other people who've got money. So that dream, that pipe dream, may never materialise. Anyway, let's finish off here. It's another beautiful day. I'm down here at Circular Quay, one of my favourite places. I always used to come down here as a kid and love it, and say to myself, when I grow up, I'll spend more time down here, and lo and behold, I'm working down here by the quays. So my dream from as a kid has slowly materialised, and I'm making the most of it, as you can see. So let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, and I feel great. To all my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, and most importantly, when you're talking to young people, embolden them to invest, embolden them to save, and embolden them to not bet against the Australian share market or the Australian property market, because we've got years and years of growth ahead of us. Take care, tatapume, sasagapao, and bye for now. From Jim's 5 a.m. Club, and I hope to come to you from another magical location tomorrow with another awesome message. Take care, bye.